This is SportsCenter.
On the first edition of NHSPN 2011, we've got the football opener with St. John, followed by another big game with MLS. Then we cover the volleyball home opener with rugby, and finish it off with volleyball match against Minto. It's all on SportsCenter right now.
Hi, and welcome to NHSPN SportsCenter. Today we will be covering the first two games of the Bearcats football team and the volleyball teams.
According to the football experts, the first two games of the season will provide the sternest challenge for the Bearcats, who started their season with a longtime rival St. John. St. John and North Star have been at each other's throats for several years now. With this game, the Bearcats came out on top for the first time in years.
My personal favorite, the I-back formation, to kick off the game with a great 8-yard run by Colton Braun. Switching up the offense from run to pass, you'll see Jake checking out Daniel Groundy, who ran a beautiful shoot route to get one of his 2 TDs for the night. Unbalanced set to lead Colton Braun for the 2-point conversion. Again, I backfield, with Colton Braun blocking for Ethan Sager to give him 1 TD for the night. Look at those big boys up front. Great contact, strip, and recovery to end the great defensive play. Bearcats end up with a W for the first game. Sager ends up with 120 yards rushing, and Grandy and Larson hit double digits on the defensive side.
This was a big win for the Bearcats. They then went to battle against MLS, another team that was highly regarded at the start of the season.
Colton Braun heads upfield after the line opens up a great hole to give him an 11-yard gain. Travis Blake blows through the line for the great tackle. Daniel Grandy runs upfield to break a tackle for a 25-yard run. The defense plays their part with Hayden Larson grabbing the ball carrier and wrestling him to the ground. Jake Hagler takes a break from the offensive part to play some D to get a great interception that Brooks Larson was so close to get. From Steven to Jake to Josh for the touchdown! Jake drops back, Daniel runs forward, and whoa, look at those hands! Jake runs wide, and Daniel's out for another Bearcat touchdown.
Passing was a critical element in this game. Jake Hagler had an exceptional game, along with Daniel Grandy on the receiving end of 234 yards. And Josh Howley takes the cake defensively with 8 tackles and 4 sacks.
Bearcats came out and put a number on MLS and never let up.
And now for the volleyball. The Bearcats had a good record last season, but they lost several seniors, and the question was whether or not they could find someone to fill those spots.
The girls started off their season with Attorney and Bono and ended up with a victory in round-robin play.
The girls then moved on to play head-to-head against the Rugby Panthers, the first home game of the season. So let's take a look at how it turned out.
The Bearcats kick off their season with some beautiful offensive skill, with Jenny Swanson hammering the ball. Kelsey Tubner kills the ball, but don't leave out that beautiful set from Michelle Holine. Rugby attempting to set up a good kill, but gets dug up by Sarah Hagler, who kills the ball in the end. Freshman Sarah Hagler doesn't need a setter, just look at that skill. Sarah Hagler ends the first match with the most kills, while Emily Laturnis serves 95% and Michelle Holine has a whopping 14 assists.
The girls wrapped up the game with a solid win and prepared for the next game against the Minto Rockets.
It was the second straight home game, and Minto proved to be a tougher opponent than Rugby.
Newcomer Jenny Swanson starts off with a great spike. A volley occurs and Michelle Holine decides to put an end to it with a big slam. Kelsey Tubner serves a great inside ball. Another volley erupts and freshman Sarah Hagler lays down the lob for the point. Jessica Tubner serves the ball, but the Minot Rockets were taking a break. Emily Laturnis puts up the ball for Jessica to put it down. From Kelsey to Michelle to Sarah for the kill.
The girls finish with 3 solid games. Emily has another perfect serving game. Sarah also steps it up with 12 kills.
So the girls start out with 2 home court wins, and as of this SportsCenter are now 5-0. With each SportsCenter, we will showcase one player who had an exceptional run of good games, For this show, our player of the week is Daniel Grandy.
Daniel Grandy earned Player of the Week by playing a great game against St. John, but came in even hotter during the MLS game, breaking 2 school records in receptions and yards.
That's all for this episode of Sports Center. The next broadcast will be scheduled for October and will include coverage of Homecoming Week. On behalf of Hayden Larson, this is Travis Blake. And as always, have a nice day.
Having trouble finding North Star Sports highlights videos on the web? Search YouTube with these tags: football, volleyball, Sports Center. Or go to the video page on the North Star website.